Hi, I'm Heidi Thompson, estate planning attorney at Lifeguarding Legacies. This is the second in a six-part video series on probate. And today we answer the question, why is it that I hear so many horror stories about probate? Now, I'm going to just start by saying we're lucky we live in Arizona. Not only do we have this beautiful weather and sunshine in the middle of winter, and not is it only easier to shovel sunshine than it is snow, but we actually have better probate here than most other places. Our sister state, Florida, for example, it's not uncommon to hear stories of probate that lasts 18 months. That's a really long time to have to live on a very small amount of money while your assets are all locked up and people are wondering what's going to happen with the family assets. But here in Arizona, creditors get 4 months to put in a claim against your estate. At the end of the 4 months, if you don't have a contest against your will and people are pretty much in agreement, you close out the probate, you divide the assets, and everyone goes home happy. It can still be a problem for a few different kinds of people. For example, if you're a family that needs more than $30,000 to live for 4 months, the state only gives you an $18,000 homestead and a $12,000 family allowance, and then another $7,000 worth of your cars and personal furnishings that creditors can't lay claim to. That means for that 4-month period of probate, that's all you have to live on. Now, for a lot of families, that's plenty. But let's say that there is a contest and it drags out longer. Is it enough to sustain you for 6 to 8 months? And that's where you might start to run into trouble. It also can be a problem if you have a lot of assets and a lot of debt, where creditors might start to try repossessing items. So in those kinds of instances, you really do want some legal protection and shield from probate. Now, let's say you don't even have a will. This is where intestate succession laws come into place, and this is where the state decides who gets what you have. You'll hear about this a lot in the news, Prince and other famous artists that die without a will or any kind of legal protection. The state will generally give things first to a spouse and children, and then to parents, then to a sibling, and so on through the family tree. This is logical in many cases, unless you've got some family problems. And let's face it, don't we all have some family problems? The other problem is until probate is done, you really are locking up your estate. You can't sell your home, you can't really move forward. So best to try to avoid probate if you can, and that's why you hear all of those horror stories about probate.